Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona. Sorry, I'm a week behind. I know the post today said gingerbread man, but I've been chasing my tail all week, so I've decided to skip a week and play catch up. So this week we're doing Modern Christmas, which is the name of the designer series paper, and the bundle is actually called Ornamental Christmas. So you've got these trees, the bauble, the circles, some stars, yeah, just great. And then these nice big fonts. So I've got 3 cards for you, one of which is a fun fold, which I've been wanting to try for ages. I've done it a couple of times, so hopefully I'll be okay, but you might need to bear with me on that one. And the other 2 are pretty quick and simple. Using the first one is I've stamped and embossed, and the second one is using designer series paper. So let's get cracking. Also, don't forget, today is the last day of free shipping until 10 p.m. our time, 24th of October. And also we've got a week left of the fantastic joining offer, £35 to join up, well, to get your starter kit. And you can choose £130 worth of products. Just incredible. £35. You get some amazing stuff for that. So yeah, I'd love to have you join my team, Crafters with Heart. And also, last thing before I get started is when you spend £25 in my online store, I will send you everything you need to make these cards. The one with the designer series paper, you'll get everything except the sentiment. The ones where I've stamped the trees, I can't send you stamped images, so you just have to use what you've got, or if you've got this bundle, then use it. And I think the last one is pretty much designer series paper, so you'll get quite a lot. So that's free when you spend £25 in my online store. Okay, so let's make a bit of space. I'm going to need a stamp set. I've got my tree already on my block, and I've got some Shy Shamrock. I think I used Summer Splash or Lost Lagoon. No, not Lost Lagoon. Coastal Cabana on that. I can't honestly remember because it's a couple of weeks now. So let's see what it looks like with Shy Shamrock. Nice bright green. I usually, for Christmas, my go-to is Shaded Spruce, but let's give this a try. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So we need 2 of those. Oops. And then the middle tree needs to be a pink. So I think I had one I did earlier. Yes. But I'm not sure I like that brown. Do you know what? I might go with the third in, and I think we need a bright pink to counteract the Shy Shamrock. So that's going to need to be Melon Mambo. And I just need a bit of my card. No, too narrow. That should be okay. Right, let me just clean the green. And I think it's going to look very different from what I had planned, but it just goes to show. Oops, I'm all out of practice. All discombobulated. Fabulous word. Yep, nice and bright. Put that away in a minute. Okay, and then I'll bring in my mini cut and emboss machine and just quickly run those through. So on my example, I actually did the other tree in the set, this one, but when I did a reel, I did all 3. So that is Lost Lagoon. I'm not sure what pink that is. Oh, it might be Strawberry Slush. So we'll see what it looks like with these ones. And I have already embossed the plaid. So let me bring my mini in, and we'll just quickly run these through. Make sure I've got that the right way around. One. I love my mini. I've just noticed that I've missed a little bit off the edge there, so that'll have to be the one that goes under the pink. Ooh. Okay. Number 2. So you see there, it's just missing a bit of the edges, but that can be tucked under the pink. And then last but not least, pink. I think I might need to turn my plates around. It was starting to bulge a bit. And I think I've got everything else ready, so I shouldn't be needing that again. There we go. So I've got my 3 trees, and that's the one that needs to go that side of the pink. Yeah, so we're going to see how different it looks with the different shades. Okay, so I've got my card base, so it's half of A4, so 29.6, scored in half at 14.8 by 10.5, and then this is 14.3 by 10, and that's the Forever Plaid. So I'm just going to get some wet glue, put that on there. Okay. Turn it over and give it a good old, yeah, sun shining today, beautiful. Okay, and then I'm going to pop these on with dimensionals. Find somewhere to leave that. Find my dimensionals. Oh, it's a new pack, lovely. And I've got my star there for the middle one. Oh, I was using the reverse of that. I didn't realise that. Well, I probably did at the time. There we go. That's the first one. And the pink one. So now to lay them out. So the green ones are, line them up on the line there. And I'm doing them equal distance from the edge. I am just eyeballing it, but you can measure if you want to. And then the pink one just comes down a little bit. And you see that's covering the bit where I missed. And then I've got the star. So I just need a mini glue dot for that. And I haven't actually put a sentiment on this. You could do, but I just thought it was, turn that round so I've got, there we go. I mean, you could do a happy Christmas, season's greetings, or it could even be for a birthday, because it's, you know, the colours aren't particularly Christmassy. So this is my original with Coastal Cabana and Pretty in Pink. And then, as I said, I did the reel with Lost Lagoon and Summer Splash. And then the third one is Shy Shamrock and Melon Mambo. And do you know what? I think that is my favourite. It's really bright. I mean, I do like brights, but yeah, I think that's my favourite. Okay, so that's card number 1. So moving on. And this one is just all about the designer series paper, which I have to say is gorgeous. And I've taken a card base of Melon Mambo, and again it's the same size card, so it's half of A4, 29.6, scored in half at 14.8 by 10.5. And then I've got the largest stylish shapes circle in black, and then the next one down is I've cut the paper to get the trees, deliberately to get the trees in the middle. I've got a strip which is half an inch, so it's 1.2 centimeters, and then I've got a piece of basic black which is 13.8 by 7.5, and then the designer series paper should be 7 by 13.3, and that's going to just go on there. So I'm going to just use some seal for this. My wet glue is running out. And again, you've just got the beautiful combination of the black with the bright pink. Very unusual for me for Christmas. I'm all about the green and gold normally, but I have to say I am having some fun using these different colours. But I will go back to my normal. Okay, let's get that onto the black. I should just show you the rest of the paper actually. I'll do that before we put this on. So on the other card we're going to be using the black with the gold stars. We've got Fa La 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 with the mistletoe in the back. You've got white with black lines, squiggly lines, and then you've got gold, little circles. You've got, I don't know what you call that, and then you've got the stripes in gold. So lots and lots of gold, and then I've got another full sheet of that was the one with the trees, which I cut out for the circle. Oh, and then you've got the gold baubles, and on the other side is the plaid. Really, really lovely. It's specialty designer series paper. And it's called Modern Christmas. Excuse me. Let's have a quick drink. Okay, so we've done that. So that can then go on, and it's going at the top half of the card. So I will use wet glue for this. I've got enough left. Okay, so I'm trying to give it a frame the same width all the way around. And again, you can measure it, but I'm just eyeballing it. And then I've got my designer series paper that I die cut to get the trees in the middle. And that's just going to go on my circle. So let's pop that on. Oops, sent that flying. I deliberately use wet glue because I've got a few seconds to try and get it centered. I think that's okay. Right, then that's going to go on with dimensionals, which just all fell out of the pot. There they are. Okay, and that's going to go over to this side so we can still see the other trees and coming down. There we go. And then I've got this strip of black, which is 1.2, and it's longer than I need it to be. And I'm going to stamp the wishing you peace and joy in white. And we're going to emboss that, heat emboss that. Don't know where that little tree came from. So I need my Versamark and my let's just use the embossing buddy. And then I need my first, oops, got a bit too much carried away with the embossing buddy. Get my white ready. Okay, stamp. Try and stamp it in a straight line. And I'm leaving a bit at the end. I can't remember if I did a slant or not. We'll find out in a minute. It's just gone everywhere on my desk. Oh, good gracious. Sorry, hold the line caller. Oh, goodness gracious me. It was a whole lump that fell out. I'll get my trusty little brush. Oh, okay. Disaster averted. Phew, I'll sort that out later. In the meantime, let's just get this. There's the tweezers. This is the additions set. So you get the tweezers, the embossing buddy, the tray, which is brilliant. The tweezers are fabulous. I have unfortunately got some I didn't know if you could hear me when the there's some more over there. I've gone everywhere. If you could hear me over the heat gun. Don't even know what I was saying now. Okay, that's completely thrown me for a loop. Okay, that's how not to emboss your... Yeah, so I have cut them at an angle, so I did leave enough space at the end there. And I'm lining it up with the Y to try and get the same angle. There we go. Wishing you peace and joy. It's not completely straight. I might just trim it down a little bit. I think that's a bit narrower. Yeah, it is. Straighter. That will have to do. Well, card 2 should have been the easiest one to do, but obviously when you have accents like that, and then I'm just going to run it. I think on that one I did it across the middle, but actually I don't want it blocking my trees, so I'm going to just pop a little bit of wet glue along here, and then pop that across. Wishing you peace and joy. I don't want it sticking over the edge of the card, so I'll do. And then I want my stars. And I think I used the white. I did, yes. These are part of the Halloween range, but they're lovely, sparkly. So let's use the white. 1, 2, 3, like shooting stars. Okay, so there's card 2, and as I said, not really my colours at all, but I think it's gorgeous actually. So okay, and now we're going to move on to the fun fold, which I just need to get my head around. So I'll show you it first, and then I think I've got everything. I've embossed the tree. So with the tree, let me just show you. I'm not going to do this, probably just as well, given my incident with the embossing folder. Something just fell on the floor. What was that? It was something hard. It's the lid of my, it's one of those days, isn't it? So this, I stamped 3 times in embossing, and then heat embossed it onto basic black, and then I die cut the tree, the wider tree, out with it. So that's what it ends up looking like. Okay, so we've got that already. I am going to need to do some scoring. So I've got the bow here. Just undo the bow. I think it's called a shutter card, because when you open it, ta-da, it's like a shutter on a camera. I think it's fabulous. So anyway, I'm going to give it a go. Put that to one side. So I've got my piece of basic black. Now I've copied this from a case from an American designer, so the measurements are in inches. So I've got a piece of basic black, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and I need to score that. At 2 1/8 from each end. So 2 1/8, which is 5.4 centimeters. And then I'm going to turn it around, and it's 5.2 centimeters. Whoops. No, it's not. It's 5.4 centimeters. I beg your pardon. Okay, so I've done that. So then that was a bone folder. That should give me my doors and my flaps. and they should meet in the middle. Now, if it's, because obviously it might be where I've scored, it's just overlapping a fraction. So I'm just going to trim this, embossing powder everywhere. I'm just going to trim this side, literally the tiniest bit you can. So they should shut. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. Oops. Okay, and then I've got my designer series paper. I've got a piece of basic black, which is 3 inches by 5.5. So 3 inches is 7.6 centimeters by 14. And then I've got a piece of designer series paper that's just going to sit on that. So that's going to be, let's measure it. Right, so it's 5.25, so that's 13.3 centimeters by 7. Okay, I'm going to need those. That's going in the inside. And then I've got 4 pieces of designer series paper, 2 and 2, because they're going to go on the inside and the outside. I've chosen to use the plaid because I don't want to detract from my center, but obviously you could use the gold baubles, and they are 1 7/8, which is 4.8 centimeters by 5.25, which is 13.3. And they are all 4 the same size to go in the inside and the outside. So, and there is just one bit of die cutting to be done. So I'm going to need that and that. And then I've got 2 bits of 2-tone Secret Sea cardstock. No, it's not, it's black. 2-tone black cardstock. And that is 3.25 by 4, or 8.3 by 10.2, and there's 2 of those. So I think first things first, we're going to get this designer series paper on it, and then that's out of the way. I'm going to use seal, so I'll do the outside, inside first. It's not liking the shiny. There we go. So that's going on the inside. There we go. This one. And 2. Okay, that's the inside done. Now we need the outside. Just going to burnish my folds. So this is all kind of relatively straightforward fun fold. It's the shutter bit that is the trick. Well, I think it's not that tricky. Famous last words. So let's see. Okay, so this is going on the outside. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we've got our basic fun fold card. Okay, now I need to glue this on, and we're going to be die cutting outside of it. So I'm just going to do the edges. Normally I would do the whole thing, but beautiful, beautiful paper. Okay, now I think this circle, I didn't use this circle, I think I used Stylish Shapes, because this one is too big, unfortunately. So I'm going to need Stylish Shapes. Where did I put them? Oh, I've had them out recently, so, and I didn't put them away, which is very naughty. Oh dear. Right. I'm going to have to use Spotlight on Nature, because this will teach me not to put things back after I've used them. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, not to worry. So what size circle do we need? That one might be too big. So it's the next one down. Oh, do you know what? It's so annoying. I really need my Stylish Shapes. What have I done with them? Oh, for goodness sake. Let's just have a quick look through here. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, I'm going to have to go with this one, but it is, and it's not, it's too small. This one. Okay, that might just about do it. Let's go with that. So I need to bring in my mini again. And I want this, I think I want it in this, yeah I do, I want it in the centre. It's harder because it's going through two levels, two layers even. Make sure it's gone right through. Yes, perfect, that's what we wanted. And then I'll keep that for later on. Thank you for coming to my rescue, Spotlight guys, although it's going to be a little bit tricky on the side. So this bit is going to go in here, and I'm going to pop dimensionals on the top and the bottom, but I'm only going to stick down the, is it the top or the bottom? Only peel off the top for now. So okay, so I'm going to pop that in here. And I'm just sticking down that. Right, now I've got my two pieces of the basic black, and this is where we do our shutter bit. So I want my paper snips, and I'm going to use my trimmer for this. So I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on the 3.5 inch side. No, it's not 3.5 inches. 1/2 inch on the 3.5 inch side. So what size should it be? It should be 3.5 by 4, and I've got 3.25. Okay, so gonna have to go with that. So 1/2 inch on the 3.25 inch side. So 1/2 inch, which is 1.2.5 centimeters. Okay, so that gives us a little flap, and the same on this one. Okay, now what I want to do now is, so that is 4 inches, so I'm just going to mark with my pencil where the 2 inches is, and also I'm going to mark where an inch is, because I'm going to go up about an inch. That should be an inch. Okay, I've got them both together. And I'm going to cut up to an inch. There we go. And then I'm going to take each one individually and cut to that line. If I can see it, because it's black, it's really tricky. That's it. And the same on the other side. There we go. And this is what we use to make the shutter. So when you know how, it's relatively straightforward. Okay, so I'll just get my bone folder. And I'm going to use wet glue for this. Let's make a bit of space. Okay, bring my sheet in, and I'm going to put some wet glue on here. And then we're going to, this is why we've only put the dimensionals on the top, so we can lift this up and pop it under there. And I want the V to be in the middle, and my edges just up to this crease line here. Let's just get that straighter. Oops. And the same thing on the other side. Just going to line it up. And straighten that up. Okay, and then they need to go under there. Oh, I'm missing my little bit of white card, so that's all I need now is my bit of white card, which is 2 3/4 by 3.5. Well, I think that might be okay actually, because I've done mine a bit smaller. So Just cut that. And also I need to rub my pencil lines off if they show. Oh, they don't show, that's perfect. They're underneath. And then this is the bit, it's going to go under here. No, that's not big enough. That's the wrong bit. It must be this bit. Yeah, perfect. So I need to just glue that down. Okay, now that's there. Make sure it's folding in. Nope, they're crossing over. Don't want them crossing over. One's got to be underneath and one's got to be, that's it. Okay, now I can take these off. Pop that down. Ta-da! And so we can stamp. Right, I think there we did We Wish You a Merry Christmas. I'm not sure which stamp set that was from. Might be from the gingerbread. Oh, I had the gingerbread a minute ago. But I think we could do Be Jolly. Be Jolly. Just check I've cleaned this one. And I think I did that in Secret C. Yeah. I might do it in pecan pie actually, probably the nearest to gold. Be Jolly. Right. So then we just got to decorate the front. So I need the gold ribbon. It's going to wrap round. Oh, this is a fair bit. Ribbon scissors. See if I can tie a bow. My hand is getting better, so fingers crossed. Yeah, hooray. And then I'm going to take my circle, which we had, and it's not stuck down. It's a bit stuck down. Let's just put a bit of glue in there. It's coming through the accent, so that's going to be only on the left hand side with dimensionals. That's the little ones. Where's my big ones gone? please? Oh, there they are. Put that over there to hold it closed. Yep, perfect. And then I've got the tree which I embossed with that earlier, and then die cut with the wider tree, and then I'm just going to pop that on with dimensionals. So does it cover the whole? Yes, it does. Whoops. 2, 3, 4. There we go. So that's card 2. Sorry, card 3. So as I said, if you spend £25 in my online store, I'll send you everything you need, and it'll all be cut for you to make that with the tutorial and the other 2 cards, which are the trees and the designer series paper. Now, I wouldn't be able to stamp the trees for you. You'd have to use something you've got in your stash, but I will send everything pre-cut for you when you spend £25 in my online store before next Wednesday, because then it will move over on Thursday to the gingerbread bags. I'm a week behind. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks very much for watching. And yeah, next week it will be the gingerbread man. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely weekend.